crowns. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want to ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
We are live for the great special day here of Lions Nation Unite, talking Detroit Lions. Why is it special? Because on Friday, we got preseason. We got Honolulu Blue and Silver game taking place, and I'm excited. Everybody's excited out there. If you're excited, put one pride in the comment section right now. Spam it, because I'm super excited. I cannot wait to see the Detroit Lions, the 2023 Lions on the field. Talking about the new players, the old players, the rookies, the veterans, free agents. It's all here, folks. And it's about to be really, really fun for sure. And I got to do something really quick while I get this thing going here. But, oh my God, it is so nice to finally have some games. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. If you are on Facebook, put that thumbs up. If you're on Twitter, do an @ and it will pop up on here. Let's go. We got Uno, one pride, 9 drinks, # one pride. Lion Gangster in the building. Paul Schultz, Cruising Wizard, Bobo Land, Detroit Fanland. Oh my God, we are having a really good start. God. We're going to have some probably guests come on here in a minute. I sent the link out to my guy Steele and, of course, Ant-Man and all that stuff to get the latest from the beat writers and all the individuals wanting to hear about our beloved Detroit Lions and getting their take. That the Lions signed Teddy Bridgewater yesterday to a 1-year deal to back up Jared Goff to be our backup quarterback. And are you guys approving of that signing? Do you like that signing? If you do, put Y for yes. If you think it's a butt cheek signing, put N for no. I want to know your thoughts. I'm going to give mine as a yes, and I'll do a grade as well. I think it's an A-. I've been talking about Teddy Bridgewater for about 6 months now, being the Lions' backup quarterback, and it finally came to fruition, and he now is the Detroit Lions' backup quarterback. Now, of course, these guys, they're going to fight it out in training camp and in preseason, but let's be honest here. I think all of us does believe that Teddy Bridgewater is going to be the backup quarterback. We got Y from Earl, Davis, Y, 9 drinks, Y, Jonathan, Y, Jesse, Y. We got a different type of Y from Cruz in 1 year. Yep, sure, he's a backup. Y from Lions Gangster and Drew Rayner. Backups are people too. And it's 100% factual here. Now, when I look at what he brings and compared to Nate Sudfeld, Teddy Bridgewater has legit starting experience. He's played for multiple teams, Denver Broncos, obviously the Minnesota Vikings, the New Orleans Saints, the Miami Dolphins. Just he's kind of been all over the field here, and he has played quite a bit due to injuries of Tua Tagovailoa, due to the injuries they had for New Orleans, due to the injuries everywhere. He was getting playing time, and obviously he was a starter for the Minnesota Vikings. So in comparison to a guy who's had, countless amount of snaps, and Teddy Bridgewater to Nate Sudfeld, who I believe had 32 starting snaps, it's night and day about one who has experience and the other one does not. Now, we all can agree we definitely don't want to see Teddy Bridgewater on the field in the regular season. That means Jared Goff got hurt. We all agree to that. With that said, he is an insurance policy. If Goff goes down for a couple drives or a game, and he'll give us a better chance to win, in my opinion, than Nate Sudfeld. Now, Dan Campbell said today that Nate Sudfeld will be obviously playing on Friday, and Teddy Bridgewater will not be playing on Friday for the preseason game. He just got here. He obviously doesn't know the playbook as of yet, but preseason week 2, you'll get to see Teddy Bridgewater at some point during that game. Right now, we got the New York Giants in town practicing with the Detroit Lions. Great opportunity for players to be able to compete against another football team instead of their own and kind of see how they compare against the New York Giants. How are they doing against, a team that did win a playoff game this last year, even though we beat them last year? They're still a pretty good team. The Lions have an opportunity to get better all around in practice and see what JMO can do against their secondary. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, all of the players there. And I think most importantly, everybody is really looking forward to see what the Lions' new players on defense can do. Cam Sutton, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So those individuals there will have an opportunity to play against another football team because let's be honest here, let's keep it 100. When you're going against your own teammates, it gets old after a minute. They know what you're doing after a while. Now you're with different individuals. Now you're with different players, different caliber of players, and it's a great way for the Lions to go ahead and kind of test the market to see where they're at here. Just came out right before I went live here that the unofficial depth chart just came out for our Detroit Lions. And now don't take the depth chart to heart here, folks. It doesn't mean that this is necessarily going to be what it really is. We know this in preseason, they kind of just do that thing. But you got Marvin Jones Jr., St. Brown, Avery Davis, Taylor Decker, Bobby Hart, Jonah Jackson, Halapoulivaati Vaitai right guard. That's an interesting one. But again, this is going to be probably a battle. Maybe they'll switch it out next week the other way around. Josh Reynolds, Jared Goff, David Montgomery. Now you're saying, David Montgomery, what about Jahmyr Gibbs? Well, Jahmyr Gibbs, first off, is a rookie, and he's a player who is more of a Swiss Army knife. So not necessarily just a running back. That's how they got going on right there. Matt Nelson backing up Taylor Decker. Brock Wright, starting tight end. Sam Laporta, number 2. James Mitchell, number 3. That's going to be switched when the NFL season hits. It will definitely be Sam Laporta, number 1. So no freaking out there. Denzel Mims and Jamison Williams backing up St. Brown and Marvin Jones Jr. Nothing to worry about there. That's pretty much it. I don't see a whole lot that's completely awkward. Everything is perfectly fine when we go to the defense as well. You got Alex Anzalone, who is your number 1 linebacker. Derek Barnes next to him, and Jack Campbell and Malcolm Rodriguez is spot number 2. At some point, we'll see Jack Campbell move up in there. But the Derek Barnes and Malcolm Rodriguez legitimately is fighting out to see who's that kind of that switch role that'll be taking place for the Lions. Safeties, Kirby Joseph and Tracy Walker. You got your cornerbacks, Cam Sutton, Jerry Jacobs, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the slot. Kickers, you got Riley Patterson, who's starting the kicking. I think we all kind of agree he's going to be the kicker for the Lions this up-and-coming season. And kick returner and punt returner, Justin Jackson and Cleve Raymond. Justin Jackson's interesting because I think he does have a legit shot to win the kick return job. That's just one of those things where it really could happen. I think those probably are the starting 2 players for you on special teams. And obviously, Jack Fox is the punter. There is no issue right there. Let's see. Is there an end of the Aquaras? Well, I got told, it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen, that Julian Aquara was being talked about of potentially being traded this past weekend. It was a rumor floating around that I got for somebody inside. I didn't report on it because I only heard it from one source. But at the end of the day, could he be gone? Yeah, I mean, 100%. I've been talking about him potentially not making the roster for about a year. Let's be honest here. And I think he's kind of on the outside looking in, and maybe they do like a player swap or something like that. So it is what it is right there. I do think Romeo will be here. Mike, I'm ready for the Lions football. William Sprague, I am with you 110%. Absolutely ready for Lions football to see what this team can do. Now, considering the fact that the Lions are practicing with the New York Giants this week, they're not going to probably do a whole lot on Friday. They're not going to open up the playbook. They're not going to do anything of that nature. So keep that in mind. This is the same type of situation that happens every single time that the Lions practice with the team and then they play them, obviously, in the preseason game. Generally speaking, it's not that much of showcase taking place. If any of you find out, let them know ASAP. Drummond has to make the 53. We'll see. Probably more of a practice squatter, but it is what it is. Just how it goes. How many fights have broken out? I've known that one of when it comes to Jameson Williams broke out. Could there have been a little bit of scuffles here and there? Probably, but that is how the NFL training camp works. Everybody gets in fights. Everybody wants to win their battles. Everybody gets heated. Everybody is pretty much in the position of competition. So when you're in that and you're with a bunch of guys, of course, they want to fight and get into scrums. That's what I want to see. No problem here. The deal was 6.5, 2 years, $5 million guaranteed for Teddy Bridgewater. So we'll see right there. Could the Lions make a move before the regular season? It's possible. I don't know if it's going to happen. Probably not. I know everybody was on Twitter yesterday, and I was getting hit up on Twitter. I was getting hit up on Facebook of beat writers really pumping up a giant move yesterday, and it ended up being Teddy Bridgewater signing. I don't think that's a giant move. I think it was kind of a little bit over exaggerated. I thought with the pumping up that they did on Twitter that it would potentially be a trade. End up being Teddy Bridgewater, whom we already knew the Lions were interested because they gave him a contract and he came in for a workout. Dan Campbell said so. So it's one of those deals where, yeah, I think it was a little bit overhyped a little bit. So we'll see if they actually make a move at some point. But yeah, maybe they switch that up a little bit because I think they went into it way too much, and they probably should have pumped the brakes a little bit on that one. The Detroit Lions did bring in Ode Abushi for a workout, the former offensive lineman for the Detroit Lions. I think he's here for 2 seasons. We'll see. Ode Abushi would just be a backup role competition, not like he's going to be a starter of any sort. But right now, no one has solidly taken up the backup roles at the guard positions. You got Colby Sorsdale right now, who's the rookie. Who's going to do it with Graham Glasgow and Halapoulivaati Vaitai. So we'll see if they actually sign him. I don't know if that's going to occur, but it'd be another player the Lions got to look at. They signed Bobby Hart. I don't see anything of Bobby Hart doing anything for the Detroit Lions, more of a camp body. They signed a couple more players to an Avery as a wide receiver. These guys are camp bodies. I don't see them making the team. If you got questions, you can put it in the comment section right now. Do a hashtag. Hashtag does help me see the question, able to read it and answer it for you. So in the comment section, just put a hashtag. If I do miss your comment, and it's going to happen, it's not because I'm being a prick. It's because I missed the comment and I'm 38 years old. That's what happens, folks. That's what happens. And, we just do a combo breaker. If I miss it, put it back up and we'll get to it. So I know a lot of people get a little bit upset if I don't answer the question and they think I'm trying to ignore, but that's definitely not the case. There is 112 of you in here, and it's probably going to get up quite a bit more as time goes on for today's show. And so we will have fun having that. You guys talking about cheese in the comment section. Drummond making the 53. It's really difficult, Drew, for me to say that because of Denzel Mims and Antoine Green. I think Mims is going to get the final spot. Kind of believe that's the case. Hashtag Lions. I saw Sewell was in concussion protocol. Just wondering, how is he doing? He's back in practice. We don't know if he actually had a concussion. We don't know. Concussion protocol doesn't necessarily mean you actually got a concussion. That means they just put you in the protocol to make sure. Last year, we've seen that. And I think even the year before, where a lot of players would go into concussion protocol, yet they didn't actually have one. The NFL is strict, and they want to make sure that this concussion stuff is put away correctly. Good to go. But Penei Sewell's perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about there. Our right tackle, our spectacular right tackle, is absolutely doing a fun job. Hey, Mike, are you going to stream during the preseason game Friday? Yes, I am. On my channel, on my personal channel, we're definitely going to be streaming Lions versus the Giants preseason game. It's going to be fun. If you've been watching me for the past couple of years, everybody digs it. I could go with that too, for sure. Let's see here. What's Teddy's B's contract? I think it's 2 years, 6.5 mil. Generally speaking, though, it's a 1-year deal. Just because they signed for 2, it doesn't mean a whole lot. Hashtag cheese. Which of our picks this year gets waived? Antoine Green, I think, with the addition of Denzel Mims, is the individual that gets waived. Probably gets signed to the practice squad. Let's see here, Mike. Who's looking better at wide receiver, Mims, Sterling, or Dylan? Mims kind of slowed down a little bit. Sterling Dylan is doing pretty good. I'm still going to give the edge to Mims because it was a trade and he actually has experience. Doesn't mean that, one is not better than the other. What's up with the alternate broadcast Lions website? Are the TV networks really going to let us watch games online? What am I missing? This is for preseason games. Not going to happen for the regular season. They're probably just trying something new. So if you want to watch it online, you can watch it online. It's going to be alternate hosts. That's how it works, but it's just preseason for 3 games. Why? Because it's the preseason. Preseason's kind of one of those deals where it's not that big of a deal. All reports, Lions dominating today, as they should be. Let's be honest here. The Detroit Lions are a good football team this year. We're a team that should be competing for a Super Bowl. And so dominating against the New York Giants should absolutely be the case. How many games are you going to? Not 100% sure. I can't tell you to that one. I haven't got the dates set up from Herm to let me know when that's going on, whether it be away or home games. But as soon as I know, I let everybody know. Mike, if he comes back next year, will we have 3 quarterbacks? If Teddy, yeah, it would be Jared Goff, Teddy Bridgewater, Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker is going to be on the football team, folks. We drafted him in the 3rd round. He's going to be here. Jared Goff's going to be here next year as well. Does Jameson Williams light up the second half of the season? I don't know. Yeah, I'm pumping the brakes a little bit. I think it's going to take him a little bit of time to get acclimated when he comes back week 7. But hopefully maybe the 4th quarter of the season, that's where Jameson Williams takes off. Again, if you look last year with DJ Chark, it took him about a half a season to get on the same page with Jared Goff. Then he took off. But Shark wasn't looking too good the first half of the season. So just be patient a little bit for that. But y'all can admit Hooker is learning a lot from 2 vets. Yes, and I love it. I love that Hendon Hooker's learning from Teddy Bridgewater and Jared Goff, 2 players that's been around it. And that's what you want to do. You want to have your young player whom you drafted, who's a developmental player, learn from veterans who understands the game, who's been around the block, who has that leadership mentality, and who's not a diva. Hashtag cheese, hashtag Lions. Is Teddy dressing up this weekend? No, he's not dressing up this weekend, cruising. He will be the following weekend. Friday, you'll not see Teddy Bridgewater play on the field. Do you know if the Lions are going to appeal Jamel's suspension? Why Kamara gets 3 for fighting, but Jamel gets suspended for 6 for bets? I don't think they're going to appeal it. I think they're going to leave it that way. The NFL and the rules is more jacked up than I ever know. So I can't tell you why the NFL does what it does. It is definitely screwed up. And it continues to be screwed. It's crazy how an average person like yourself or me can figure it out. But these people who makes millions of dollars, who makes these rules, don't understand common sense. We own cheese, not screw the Packers. Now, screw the Packers. Yes, we definitely own the cheese. Always love your content, man. Glad you're doing great. Gotta head to work, brother. Take it easy. Well, Quinn Cook, have fun at work. Enjoy the day. make some of that moolah. Hashtag F Green Bay 100%. Plus 100 with the hashtag FGB. Absolutely. Hooker is a backup, and that's he'll ever be. You can't say that. I mean, how many times have we seen a player whom you expect to be a backup ends up being good? I don't think anybody expected Brock Purdy being the last pick last year's draft, be a starter, a good one for the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think anybody expected it. So I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying let's just be patient. You never know. These players have different mentalities. Just because we look at it a specific way, we don't understand how they operate personally, how they mentally bring in the game and understand the schemes and philosophy and the growth. We've seen players. Jalen Hurts last year took a massive step, and there's a lot of people hating on Jalen Hurts before last year, and now he's one of the best quarterbacks in all of football. So I mean, it's one of those deals where let's just be patient with all rookies, not just Hendon Hooker, with all rookies. That's some poo. Hashtag Lions. If the Lions make the playoffs, should Campbell be coach of the year? I think if the Lions win a playoff game, he should be coach of the year. Host a playoff game, win a playoff game. That would make me coach of the year. That is exactly what I think he should do. But making to the playoffs, that's the expectations here, folks. Let's be honest. The Lions have talent. We need to host a playoff game and win a playoff game. That's my philosophy. Dak Purdy, TB12 Russell, examples quarterback move past. Yeah, 100%. All those players. Yeah, Tom Brady's definitely one for sure. So you just never know. It's just one of those deals, but I try not to put expectations too high or low on these rookies. Let them develop. Sometimes it's quick. Sometimes it's longer. Development is different for each player. Derek Barnes. It took him now. This is year 3 for him to develop into a player whom is done so good in OTAs and minicamp and now training camp. It's year 3. He didn't develop fast. Malcolm Rodriguez, last year rookie, developed faster. So it's just one of those deals. Jerry Jacobs as well. He will be a player who developed really quick as an undrafted rookie. And sometimes people don't get it. How long till we re-sign Sewell to an extension? I would probably say 2 years to a contract extension. 2 years for Penei Sewell. Jonah Jackson should be sometime this year. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is next year. Aiden Hutchinson, 3 years. Penei Sewell, 2 years. So that's probably the way they're going to go it there. Give me the Tigers all in one. Let's go. Oh, you gave up on the Tigers. Okay. Yeah, well, hey, it is what it is. Some of these teams in the Detroit area just can't get it together, and you want them to, but it is what it is. Can we make it to a Super Bowl? We can. My expectations is not that, though. I want to host a playoff game and win a playoff game. But, yeah, they can make it to a Super Bowl. You just never know. I don't think anybody thought the 2008 Giants would beat the undefeated New England Patriots at that point. So even though I bet on the Giants to win, that was a great one, but any team can do it. Any team can make the playoffs. I did double take today when hearing a Bears fan excitement on seeing Sewell's debut this weekend. These brother games are going to be fun. Yes, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Equanimeous St. Brown. You got Penei Sewell, and you got Noah Sewell, all in the NFC North. It's going to be fun to watch these guys. It is definitely going to be fun. Do you think the Lions make any more splashes this offseason, or we continue to build the draft and keep our dudes? I do think we keep our dudes, but just like Ant-Man from Roaring Lions UK believes, I do think the Lions probably make a trade before the trade deadline if the Lions are doing really good to take their roster to that next step. Generally speaking, teams that are ascending could make a move, and teams that are looking like the first pick in the draft will trade away some of their assets. So I would say yes, but not right now. What opens up more this season with the addition of Jameer, the run game, short pass, or the long pass while trying to contain him? Great question. I think the long pass. I think the deep pass. When you have a Jameer Gibbs and you have a David Montgomery in the backfield, A lot of linebackers and the safeties are going to be moving up. And when you have them move up a little bit to try to stop that run, it's going to open up the deep pass with a Jamison Williams or a Denzel Mims. Or right now we're seeing even Amon-Ra St. Brown get a little more deep pass. So I do think it opens it up. But let's be honest, it's going to open up all of the field just a little bit. What do you need to see from linebacker Campbell to be the starter game 1 in Kansas City? Well, he needs to be able to understand the playbook, and instead of think about the play, react to it. And I think it's going to happen before week 1. That's what I want to see for any player. I want to see them not thinking about the play, but reacting to the play. Once you get to the point where the player understands the playbook so much and they're just reacting, that's when you make plays. If you're thinking about it, you're generally a half second off, and that's where a big play happens or a fail happens and everybody gets mad because, there was a player exposed. You hear CJ Gardner-Johnson talking S to Amani Oruwariye. You can't cover S. That's hilarious. I did not see it, and CJ Gardner-Johnson is 110%. I loved Amani Oruwariye when we drafted him, but boy, he took a massive step backwards last year, and now he's over there in the New York Giants. That's funny. My hot takes is Gibbs has 1,500 all-purpose yards and wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's possible he definitely could be Offensive Rookie of the Year. You got Defensive Rookie of the Year, Gibbs. So he wins offense and defense somehow. Which rookie is the biggest impact this year? I got to say it's Jahmyr Gibbs. And I know it's beating a dead horse. I know that it may not be the answer you want to see, but I really do believe that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be an outstanding player for the Detroit Lions this year. He's going to be a difference maker, and it's going to open everything up, and he gives you that big playability. He absolutely does. Look out for Drummond, a big riser. He has been rising. I can't wait to see it in preseason. We all got to watch it, though, on the field. Just because you do good in training camp doesn't necessarily mean it translates to the field. We've seen that, Lions fans, throughout the time. But, yes, he is rising for sure. Do you think that the Lions are capable to win the division this year? NPC, I absolutely believe they are winning the NFC North this year. I think that is the goal, and that is the expectations for the Detroit Lions, is to win the division. And you know me, if you've been watching me for the last 4 years, I'm not the hype guy when it comes to these games. I said 3 years ago, between 3 and 5 wins last year, 7 and 8 wins, and now this year I got them winning Division 11. I just look at the talent that they acquired in free agency in the NFL draft. I look at the continuity with the offensive coordinator coming back, Ben Johnson, more players given Aaron Glenn. The defense will step up the second half of last year where they really excelled, and I think the Lions win the division. And if you look at the Green Bay Packers losing Karen Rodgers, the Minnesota Vikings losing Cook and some other players like Thielen, and then the Chicago Bears, who I do think got better. I think they're a 7-8 win team this year, but they're not better than the Detroit Lions. The Lions are ahead of them. So that's what I got right there. Campbell, in my opinion, his year rookie. We got Laporta. Laporta's going to have a big year as well. Lions are going to be great this season. I agree. I think they'll be a really good team, and I think they're going to be a team for the Detroit Lions to really give some love to us fans who's been watching this team for many, many years. We want to see these guys excel. We want to see these players do well. And I think they're going to do it this year. And it's going to be really fun to watch. And guess what? The work really starts on Friday, preseason week 1, and we're getting close to the regular season. Super, super exciting. Koa Bang, nice seeing the Lions on Good Morning Football today. I got to tell you what, the Lions are all over the place in the media, in the big media, in the small media. They're everywhere right now. They are the flavor of the year, the Detroit Lions. Everybody likes the Honolulu blue and silver Kool-Aid. It's good, very good. You can't see it. It's blue. It's not Kool-Aid, it's Gatorade. And I got to say, it's absolutely good to do. We got the Dern in the building. What's going on, Dern? Finally in here and having a good time. Dern, if you ever want to join in, you could do that, but you may be working. That's perfectly fine. Let's see. The whole thing with the Vikings is how their defensive coordinator affects their defense. Will he actually help, or with their lack of talent to prove much? Python Knight, I absolutely love that statement there, because They did upgrade the defensive coordinator position. I love who they got. If the defense, I do think their defense will take a step forward. I just don't know how much of a step forward. Because I think that their offense will take a little bit of a step back. So it's one of those things. You want to know how serious a team is. Look at how much money they put into their backup quarterback. 100%. And we're ready to compete. That's why they did it. This team is ready to compete. Folks, if you are watching this thing on YouTube, go ahead and smash that like button. It does help out. If you're on Facebook, do the little thumbs up right there. And if you're on Twitter, do @LionsNationUnite. And we will get this thing going. Woo, the clickbait is real. Clickbait, man. Let's see. This is a big if. Would you believe we will hear the word patience from the front office again if the first 6 games don't go our way, since expectations are so high? Patience. If they go 1-6, patience is turning into anger. I'm telling you that right now. We cannot start that way. If they're like 3-4 or a win-loss total like that, I'm fine with it. But if you're going 1-6, it is what it is. It is what it is. What playoff team from last year is going to take a step back from last year? What team last year is taking a step back? Minnesota Vikings. I think they take a step back from last year. They won 11 games within like a couple points. I don't think that occurs. I think the Giants can take a step back a little bit there as well. They are in a really tough division over there with the Dallas Cowboys and obviously the Philadelphia Eagles, who went to the Super Bowl. Those are teams that can take a step back. Look at the AFC. Maybe the Chargers could take a step back. Maybe they don't. They're an awkward team because they either hot or cold. It's weird. Sue is in the last place. We won't get him until preseason. Sue is the last piece. You won't get Sue until probably like halfway through the NFL season. Looking forward to more info in today's joint practice. I will as well. I can't wait to hear it. Right now, the Lions are doing really good in practice. They're beating them. A lot of trash talking is going place. And when we look at the matchup that's going to be taking place on Friday, I do believe not a lot is going to be shown because they are practicing this week, and it's a preseason game in the NFC. I don't think they're going to show a whole lot. It's going to be really bland. It's going to not show anything like 4th down conversions. I don't believe any of that type of stuff is going to be taking place. Probably, little pass down the middle and run. I think that's how it's going to do it. Maybe the first string offense does a series, the second string offense and third string take over from there. They go to the first string defense, maybe a series or 2, and the rest from second and thirds and fourths, so on. So that's how I got that. Do you think the D-line will hold up their end of the bargain, or do we make a trade for a Fletcher Cox or another defensive tackle? It all depends on Levi Onwuzurike. He's been practicing. If Levi could stay healthy, I think they're fine. That is the X factor upon that interior defensive line is him. And Broderick Martin's doing really good in camp. He's been shutting a lot of stuff down. So I think they're pretty good there, but it all depends on Levi. Could they make a move before the trade deadline if things don't pan out correctly? Absolutely, they could. Vikings, Tampa, Giants. Tampa's definitely taking a fallback. Bills fallback. They could, because there is issues going on with Diggs over there. How long do you think that the starters play versus the Giants? Like I said, I believe that the starters will probably play 1 series for offense and maybe 2 series on defense, and then selected players like Jamison Williams will get more time in preseason because he's suspended. Maybe you'll see a little bit more time for some rookies like Jack Campbell and such selected players at that point. I'm going with Jags. How much is Levi going to play Friday? I could not tell you. I don't think it's going to be a lot. I think they're going to take him a little bit slow, but that is one we'll find out on Friday. Let's see here. Isn't Mims currently injured? Reports coming out of camp that Drummond is straight killing it. Yeah, everyone's been dinged up at this point. It's not serious injury, but did he not practice? He didn't practice, but it's not anything of concern. Yes, Drummond has been killing practice. He has. Prediction, Broderick will start week 1. I think you'll see him in rotation for sure. Wolverine, absolutely, no doubt. He'll be in rotation. I don't know exactly how many snaps he'll take on the defense because they do rotate a lot, but you will see him for sure week 1. There's no doubt about it. He'll be there week 1. And he's doing good in camp. He's stopping the run. When you could tackle David Montgomery in the backfield, you're doing something correct, folks. You're absolutely doing something correct. And that is what he's doing right now. And so a lot of people were upset that the Detroit Lions went and traded up to get Broderick Martin. I remember a lot of people upset about that. I don't think you're seeing the individuals too much upset anymore about that right now, considering the fact that he's doing a good job. So, again, I think he's going to be an integral part to this football team. I think he's doing a pretty good job. And I also think that we can get to 75 likes with 166 in the building. If we get to 75 likes, we will be very close to doing an ultra combo. Remember, we love doing it here.
Combo breaker!
Said what coaches can't. Ha! At least I think Bugs will start week 1, but Broderick will be our third and short guy. Yeah, well, Bugs is definitely in the rotation. He is an unsung hero. We love Bugs here in Detroit. It's a solid rotational defensive tackle for the Detroit Lions. Hashtag Lions at the end of the year. What will the Lions defense be ranked? I'm hoping between, nothing past 16. I want them to be a top 16 defense in the NFL. If they can do that, the Lions are going to have a really solid year with this offense. Top 16, you will make me happy. Lions host and win a playoff game if they get to that level. That's the way I see it. Broderick is a huge human being. He is. If you can beat Ragnow one-on-one tackle, I don't go down the backfield, then you're doing good. Yeah, and he did. He beat Frank Ragnow, and he's doing good. Love it. Still expectations for rookies a little bit down, but I absolutely love what he's doing right there. Oh, off the topic, but did you see Killer Instinct is getting a new update? Did not see it. Can't wait to see it because I have not played it since I moved. And I want to thank everybody. I've been moved all weekend. I moved in at my new house, and it's very nice to have everything set up. I am beat tired because I moved all myself. When I moved, it took me 3 U-Haul trips because I moved all by myself with no help. It took, except for, I'll tell you in a minute, who helped me out. One of my subscribers, when I had to get the big stuff, I rented a truck, and one of my subscribers who watch my content every day was the one moving my stuff in. So he'll be on Thursday's show on my personal channel. He wants to start a YouTube channel. We're going to have him on, and we're going to talk some Lions football. So huge shout out to him. Then I had to do 5 car trips. It was a long freaking weekend. Score prediction for the Giants game, 32-23 Lions win. 32-23 Lions win. But let's be honest here. It doesn't matter who wins the game. All you want to see is the Lions 1s beat the Giants 1s. Lions 2s beat the Giants 2s. I could care less about a third string coming back winning a football game. I just want to see the starters play well. And the number one thing here is no injuries. We don't want to see injuries. Just sure up the defense in the middle. No, Mike, safety over the top, 100%. You got 12. LSH, why do you think end the year more receptions, touchdowns, Gibbs or Jamal? I'll go with Jahmyr Gibbs. I would have loved to help if one was across us. Micro, hey man, for sure. Hey, I'm sure people would have came out and helped, but hey, one of my subscribers actually moved me in, or helped me move with the big stuff, so I appreciate what they did. No longer moving my own stuff. I hired an all-star mover and refused to go back to it. Hey, man, these guys were all-stars at the big stuff. I moved my little stuff. They moved the big stuff. I was in the 20s, and that worked. The youngster, I'm guessing like 25, 28. Lions, I just moved into our new house. I also had to do it myself. Isn't that just fun? It absolutely sucks. Hashtag move. Right now, we're at 65 likes. Let's get to 75. 10 more. Smash that like button. 100, we will get an ultra combo. You'll hear an ultra combo with 100. Circle Lions make it to the Super Bowl versus Amon-Ra. Jets, baby. Oh, so you're saying that the Lions face the Jets. Then Kirby Joseph gets 4 interceptions on Karen Rodgers. Lions win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers retires into his dark room and we laugh forever. That would be amazing. I would have helped move everything. I'm too far away, though. Yeah, definitely a lot of people are far away, probably over there in the Detroit area, in different states and different countries, since we got people all over the world who watch and listen to the podcast. Not that big of a deal. It's all done, and over with. Yeah, I'm sore, but it's a good sore. I'm happy to be sore and doing a phenomenal job here. I got to do a shout out to one person here real quick because this individual is actually watching me right now and I'm doing it right now. Mindy, huge shout out to Mindy. She is from Texas, and you know me, folks. I love Texas, right? Because that's where I did my mobilization before I went to Iraq. I was there for 3 months. Absolutely enjoyed it. So, Mindy, shout out to you. She's a Bears fan, though, folks. Bears fan. Unacceptable. You got to be a Lions fan. Folks, everybody in the comment section do hashtag FCB, right? We're not big Bears fans over here. We're Detroit Lions fans. Mike, I moved 2 weeks ago to the Air Force Base in San Antonio, Fort Liberty, and Fayetteville, North Carolina. Loving the weather. Oh, I can't imagine. You are absolutely loving the weather. I love the heat. It's absolutely fun. Heat is the absolute best. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's see. A lot of people moving. Apparently, it's the time to move. It wasn't just me, it was everybody else. If you got questions, put a hashtag in the comment section, folks. Hashtag with LNU, hashtag Mike, hashtag Texas, hashtag FCB, hashtag F, whatever. That's helped me get out there. Excellent food in Texas. It is. Yo, how you feeling? Feeling outstanding right now. Just a little bit sore, but outstanding. How many sacks do you have for Broderick Martin? I'll go 2 sacks. 2 sacks. I don't see a lot of sacks from him. I don't, but I'll go 2. Fort Bliss. Oh, love it. Thank you for the veterans out there serving your country and the service members right now that are stationed at bases, whether you're in the United States or overseas. Thank you for your service. And of course, the men and women that fought in Vietnam and World War II. You guys are absolutely deserving of it. I call the World War II veterans the absolute best to ever exist. And the veterans from Vietnam are the unsung heroes that never got appreciated the way that they should have. 2 to 3 sacks. Yeah, that's what I got there. I think upper states prefer the heat, because their houses and clothing are better fit for the cold. I'm a landscaper with a dump trailer and a enclosed trailer. Going to be a guy for purging and moving my friends to the circle. Folks, Lions questions, go out there and kill it. We got a game coming up on Friday. Throw it in the comment section if you got questions. I'm going to be JMO time Friday. Yeah, I cannot wait to see what JMO does on Friday in preseason, how long they keep him in preseason. I suspect probably all the way to the 3rd quarter. He's going to get a significant amount of snaps because his suspension. And I think it's really important for the Detroit Lions to have him in there and get those reps that he needs. Absolutely. And I think that's important. I'm shouting you out to a friend there. Just shouted you out in there. Let's see. Martin is not in the game for sacks. You're 100% right. He's there to stop the run. He is, but I'm sure he'll get a sack or 2 this year because even defensive tackles get that. That happens. Is he going to be in Ndamukong Suh sack? No, come on. We're not going there. But yeah, he may get 1 or 2 for sure. But you're 100% correct. It's all about the Lions stopping the run with Broderick Martin, and he's that big body that can get done. But if he can disrupt the passer on the way, I have no problem with that. You think JMO gets touchdowns on Friday? I think he gets 100 yards with the touchdown. I'll go with 52 yards and no touchdowns for JMO on Friday. I don't think they're going to show a lot, but he'll be in there for a little bit amount of time. He pops off, calling it. How's it take for Teddy Bridgewater to gel? You're not going to see him Friday in preseason, but maybe next week. Preseason game, he'll get in there. It's not going to take long. Remember, he's a backup quarterback, folks. So it's not like he needs to be gelling. He just needs to know the playbook, and that's really it. So I don't need him to be out there to be balling or anything like that. I could care less. about that in preseason. Just understand the playbook, and if Jared Goff goes down this year for any amount of time, he can come in and hold the fort down. Martin and Bugs will be double teamed. Yes, sir. I will be at the preseason game this Friday. Will I see all new rookies? I think you'll see them all, unless there is some sort of injury that occurred to one of them that's unable to do it. But they should definitely be in there at this period of time. It's effective. The run D, I absolutely better have 2 more sacks catching Jalen. Whew. Yes, reps are important for Williams, but if you don't have the guy to deliver it to him, it's a waste. Yeah, it's going to be Nate Sudfeld in there predominantly for preseason on Friday. It's going to be quite difficult, but JMO will be going against second stringers, potentially, and third stringers against the Giants. So maybe he can get a couple big plays just because of that. He's more talented than they are, and that's just something that could occur. For him, again, I want to see his route tree, and his ability to catch the football. I don't want to see drops. That's what I'm looking for, JMO. Catch the football. Your number one job is to have the football in your hands. Lions dominated the Giants NFC Championship game. Here we come. Absolutely. Wisconsin and Germany right now will stay up to 5 to watch the Lions. AG in the building. Make sure you subscribe to Spirited Detroit Podcast. That's my friend Avery Giovanni over there YouTubing it up. But here he's on Facebook. So I appreciate that he's on Facebook. Put the thumbs up if you're on Facebook. Smash that like button. Let's get to 100 likes. We're at 78 right now. So that means if we get 22 more likes, we're going to do an ultra combo. We love doing ultra combos on here. It's absolutely fun. We'll do it and have a good time. Would Hooker take a few snaps? He's not going to be playing this weekend. Or Friday, sorry. Will there also be Martinez? Unless maybe like one series. They generally do that. He may get 1 or 2 series in the fourth quarter, something like that. You think Sudfeld will play through the preseason and get cut? Seems that why it should go. He'll play this preseason. Teddy Bridgewater's not going to play. And he'll play next week and probably through week 3, and then he gets cut. I think the Buffalo Bills will take 2 steps back this year and fall out of the playoffs. I don't know. I think they're still a good team. I know they're having some issues with Diggs over there, but I still think they're a good football team. It's just a tough division that they're in. I mean, you're going against the Dolphins. Obviously, they're a team that could win the division. Absolutely can. They got the Jets, who just got Karen Rodgers, and then you got the New England Patriots, who could take a step back as well. I don't got a lot of hype over there for that football team. Really, really don't. Again, hashtag Lions to get your question answered. Throw that in the comment section. We will get at it. Talking Detroit Lions, talking throughout the day, getting the questions answered. Lions versus Giants on Friday, preseason. Stream will be on my channel, 6:30 p.m. starting. It's going to be a fun time. And then we'll do a post-game show on Lions Nation Unite. I'd say about 15 minutes after the game is over. Come back on here. We'll talk for about an hour of what took place, the good, bad, and the ugly. You want to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that. How many, and do you think they keep on the defensive line? Gee, like 11 or 12 feels like they go a lot on the defensive line. Yeah, a lot, quite a bit. They can definitely do double digits for the defensive line. It's always good to have multiple big bodies when you're talking about guys that are on that D line. You got to have it so you can have people come in and out. Bills should go of Diggs. He's not worth the trouble he's causing. It's the same thing in the Vikings. Yeah, and there's these divas out there, diva players in the NFL, and he was a diva for the Minnesota Vikings, and now he's being a diva for the Buffalo Bills. Who knows what goes on with his career? Could care less about him to be 100. Absolutely could care less on that one. Let's continue on here. Frog Crop in the building. What's going on, Frog Crop? Thank you for coming in here. Frog Crop all up in this building for sure. Again, what is your score prediction for the game on Friday? Spam the comment section, your score predictions. And, like I said, I think I got 32, 20, 23, something like that. Detroit Lions winning. Python Knight, could you stream the game so we can get your reaction live, or does your setup not accommodate that? You will see my reaction live. And you can look at my past streams, Python Knight. I have the audio going. I have me doing play-by-play. I have me reacting to it. You see the other scoreboards from other games are on there. You'll see it all on there. It's going to be fun, Python. L8 Knight, yeah. And when I see Python Knight, I think of LA Knight, yeah. No. Fun character right there. Yeah, we'll see what the Lions do on Friday, though. We'll see. We got Jay saying 34-21, Detroit Lions. 9 Drink says 34-17, Lions. Hey, Mike, thanks for the shout-out. Oh, I didn't realize you had a YouTube account. There you go. Shout out to Mindy there from, now she lives in Michigan, but she's from Texas. We all love Texas over here. I love Texas. How can you not love Texas? Man, I was there when it was winter here in Michigan, deploying to Iraq, and I absolutely love 70 degrees when there's feet of snow in Michigan. It was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Lions 27-13, taking the victory against the New York Giants. It's going to be a fun game. The hype is legit, and I cannot wait to get it there. SummerSlam was, yeah. NFC Championship, Lions and Eagles. AFC Championship, Jets and Bengals. So you got the Lions facing the Eagles there. That would be a fun championship matchup. Lions get the revenge from last year's loss, beat the Eagles, go to the Super Bowl. Jets beat the Bengals. Lions beat Karen Rodgers, and everything's full circle. Texas has Cowboys, so I don't like it. They have the Houston Texans, too. Let's see. Go Longhorns. So we got Ray J. Graham is a fan of that as well. Folks, my back's held up today, and y'all know I got a really bad spine, so shout out to my spine for holding up today. All these injuries are crazy. My dad wants to know, what size Packers jersey do you wear? I'm going to tell you what size Packer jerseys. Nothing. You'll never see me wear a Packers jersey. The Packers are going downward. I just want to let you know. Karen Rodgers is gone. Now, look, we don't know what Jordan Love's going to be. We truly, truly don't. But I got to say, if you're a Packers fan, you know you're skittish. You know you're nervous because the Honolulu Blue and Silver, the great Detroit Lions, Motown, the team that everybody's on right now, loves our Detroit Lions. They do. They do. Who cares about the score? More important to see the players, contenders. Yep, 100%. I agree with you. Hashtag F Green Bay. F the Packers. Detroit is the team to beat in the NFC North. Detroit Lions are the standard bearer of the NFC North right now. Can we stop with this idea that the Jets even make the playoffs? Outrageous, hubris. Any confident in that? I honestly don't really care what goes on with the Jets. It has no meaning for me. Why? They're AFC, and it doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. Packers lucky to get third place in the North this year. Lucky to get third place. They are lucky. We'll see if they can get above the Chicago Bears. We'll see. I don't know. 8 more likes to an ultra combo. 8 more likes, folks. We're at 92. We got 5 minutes left in the stream before you guys go to Woodward Sports and listen to Armani Edwards. So let's go ahead and get that 100 likes. Let's do it. Mike, sorry, it's hard to say. You're cool, Mike. Hey, it is R.J. Graham. I'm sorry. And I always mess up names. That's what I do. Unless your name is something easy like Joe, Mike, or John, I generally screw it up. I'm terrible at it. When I seen Levi Onwuzurike getting drafted by the Lions, I was like, oh my God, why are we doing this? Why can't we have normal names? 3 likes away from 100, and we're going to get that Ultra Combo for you guys. 3 likes away. We love Ultra Combos here. And I got to check out the new patch that you're talking about. Agree, I wasn't referring to you about the jet side. Oh, yeah, 100%, A2. No doubt about it. I'm with, like, I personally don't care. And you're right, they could absolutely blow. And trust me, it's very possible. Very, very possible. They're in a tough division. 1 more like away. 1 more like, and you get an Ultra Combo. Here we go, folks. Ultra Combo.
Ultra Combo! Combo breaker!
Here we go.
Ultra Combo! Combo breaker!
Shout out to you guys for getting that Ultra Combo. You guys are the real ones. Over 100 likes. Can't wait to tell Herm about that. And we'll have him on next week and probably maybe on the post-game show on Friday. We'll have Herman Moore on here. I don't know if he'll be up that late, but generally speaking, he's always on the post-game shows. So you'll be able to see what he likes, what he dislikes, what he saw good, what he saw bad from our beloved Detroit Lions. But to keep it 100, he doesn't put a lot of stock in the preseason. He just doesn't. But you know, you're getting an individual who understands players, who's played at a significantly high level, should be in the Hall of Fame, and he understands it. We got Speakeasy, baby. My man Speakeasy. They are live from 5 to 7. I love Speakeasy. He's one of my good pals. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Woodward Heavyweights. Follow him on Twitter, Speakeasy Sports. Follow him on Twitter on the Heavyweights is there. He is awesome. He is my buddy, my pal, and I love this guy to death. Love him, the guy to death. Make sure you subscribe to Woodward Heavyweights. Now, Woodward Sports is about to go live, and enjoy that from them. Let those guys tell you their thoughts about our beloved Detroit Lions. Folks, with that said, I leave you with the greatest words ever told.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just young downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear